You've seen it before, maybe in the mirror, maybe in another woman's face that stays in your mind. On paper, she's 38, or 45, or 52. She has lived, she has cried, lost, worked, carried, survived, and yet when she walks into a room, something in you does a double take. She doesn't look like she's trying to pretend she's 22. She doesn't give that desperate, frozen, please don't see that I'm aging energy. She looks alive. There's a softness in her face, but not collapse. There's a light in her eyes that hasn't been dimmed by everything she's been through. There's a kind of quiet glow that makes age feel like a poor measurement for who she actually is. People say she looks younger than her years, and the easy answer is always good genes. But deep down, you know there's more to it than that. Carl Jung would say that this kind of woman is not just benefiting from genetics, she's benefiting from the way her soul is arranged. Before we unpack that, pause with me for a moment. If you've ever been told you look young for your age, or you simply know you want to grow older without losing your light, type the word glow in the comments. Just that one word. You don't have to explain your age, your routines, your whole story. You're simply declaring to your own soul, I want my energy to glow more than my fear of time. And if you keep finding videos like this exactly when your heart needs language, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next reminder your spirit quietly asks for. At the end of this video, a playlist will appear on the end screen. Save it, and when you're about to sleep tonight, let it play softly in the background. Your body will rest, but your subconscious will keep listening, keep softening, keep aligning you with a way of aging that is more about inner light than fighting the clock. Now, let's talk about why some women look younger than their years through Jung's eyes. Because this youthfulness you notice is not an accident. It's an expression of how deeply a woman has chosen to live with herself, not against herself. The first thing Jung would point to is the persona, the mask you wear for the world. In your early years, almost everything runs through that mask. You learn how to appear nice, polite, easygoing, attractive, useful, impressive, spiritual, low maintenance, put together. You learn which traits get approval and which get punished or mocked. So you start living from the outside in. How do I look? Do I sound smart? Do they like me? Do I fit their idea of a good woman? The problem is, the more you live up there, in the image, the further you drift from your own depths. You can have flawless skin and still look tired in a way that no cream can fix. You can be aging well on Instagram and feel ancient inside. Women who look younger than their years, in the way that truly matters, are often women who have begun to shift from image to essence. Their glow doesn't come from never being hurt. It comes from not letting their hurt turn them into someone they are not. Think about what really ages a person on the inside. It's not just birthdays. It's bitterness. It's years of swallowing your truth. It's staying where your soul is shrinking. It's living as a performance for so long that you forget what your own voice sounds like. Jung would say that when you deny your inner world, the denied material doesn't vanish. It sinks into the unconscious. It becomes shadow. And shadow doesn't just weigh you down emotionally. It shows up in your body, your posture, your eyes. Some women, as they age, harden. Their jaw is always clenched. Their mouth has a permanent trace of contempt. Their eyes look like they've seen too much and forgiven nothing. You can feel unprocessed anger in their presence. They may look good for their age, but something in them feels brittle. Other women soften, but not in a way that's weak. They have lines, yes, but the lines sit on top of a face that has learned to let go. They've met their anger instead of denying it. They've cried through heartbreak instead of turning it into cruelty. They've faced their jealousy, their fear, their grief, instead of letting those things drive them silently from underneath. They have done what Jung called shadow work, making space for the parts of themselves that were inconvenient, raw, or embarrassing. Every time you stop pretending you don't feel what you feel. Every time you admit the truth to yourself instead of gaslighting yourself. Every time you grieve what you lost instead of shaming yourself for still feeling it, you relieve your nervous system of having to hold so much in secret. That relief writes itself into your body over time. Your shoulders don't have to live permanently by your ears. Your jaw doesn't need to lock to keep the truth from spilling out. The tension around your eyes can ease just a little because you're no longer forcing them to lie. That kind of inner work doesn't show up as a perfect photo, but it shows up as a vibe. You know it when you see it. If this is already stirring something inside you, if you're starting to realize that part of your own glow, or lack of it, might be less about your products and more about how you carry your truth, take a moment to like this video and make sure you're subscribed. Not because of the algorithm, but because your future self will need reminders like this when she's tempted to make war with the mirror instead of making peace with her soul. Women who look younger than their years also tend to protect something sacred, their inner child. Every woman once was a girl who naturally glowed. She laughed too loudly. She asked too many questions. She danced, sang, dreamed, and believed she could be anything. Then, gradually, she learned the rules. Don't be so emotional. Don't be silly. Don't be difficult. Don't be too much. Somewhere along the line, many women decided, it's safer to be serious. It's safer to be efficient. It's safer to shut that part of me down. So they grew up on the outside, but inside they felt strangely older than their age, tired, flat, joyless. Women who stay looking younger, in an energetic sense, usually made another choice. Consciously or unconsciously, they found ways to keep their inner child alive in their adult life. They let themselves laugh. They let themselves get excited about small things. They allow wonder, a sky, a song, a conversation, to actually touch them. They play not just as a performance for children, but as a legitimate part of their own soul care. Jung would say the archetype of the child represents potential, newness, openness to life. Suppress that, and you age fast internally. Honor it, and you stay flexible, curious, responsive. Youthfulness is not about refusing to grow up. It's about refusing to let life bully the life out of you. These women pay their bills. They show up for their responsibilities. They carry real weight. But they have refused to let responsibility become the death of all spontaneity. That decision leaves something in their eyes that sparkles. You can see the difference between someone who has seen pain and decided, never again will I open my heart, and someone who has seen pain and decided, I will open more carefully, but I will still open. The first person looks guarded, tight, older in a way that has nothing to do with years. The second person looks seasoned, but strangely fresh. Another thing, women who look younger than their years tend to have a different relationship with time itself. Many women are taught to see time as a threat. You're running out. Your beauty is peaking. Your chances are shrinking. Your worth is ticking away with each birthday. If you secretly believe time is your enemy, every year feels like a personal attack. You scrutinize the mirror like a crime scene. You speak to yourself with contempt. Look at your face. Look at your body. It's over. You carry a low-grade anxiety that never really turns off. Jung would say that this kind of fear compresses your life. It keeps you in a chronic state of inner alarm. That alarm ages your nervous system. Women who glow tend to shift, slowly, into a different conversation with time. It's not that they love every change. It's not that they never feel a pang of grief for who they used to be, but they stop talking to themselves like they're expiring. They begin to see time as a collaborator in revealing who they truly are, not just an eraser of who they were. They ask different questions. Am I more honest with myself than I was 10 years ago? Am I kinder to my body than I used to be? Am I less willing to stay where I am disrespected? Is my inner life richer even if my outer life doesn't look like a magazine? This reframe relaxes something deep inside. The woman who believes she is racing a clock lives in her sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, freeze, most of the time. The woman who believes she is ripening into a truer self can breathe. Breath is youth, air that actually reaches the bottom of your lungs instead of stopping at your chest because you're constantly bracing, changes how your body holds itself. Relaxation isn't laziness. It's a sign that your soul doesn't see life as an endless emergency anymore. People feel that. You've met a 27-year-old who feels worn out by 50 years of inner stress. You've met a 50-year-old who feels lighter than some girls in their early 20s. Same planet, different relationship with time. Let's pause here in the middle. If as you're listening, you can feel your own anxiety about time, your own tendency to treat yourself like a problem to fix instead of a life to live, gently being exposed, take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you haven't. This is the kind of message you'll need on the days a new line, a new change, makes you think your glow has an expiration date. Now, there's another piece Jung would highlight. Women who look younger than their years usually carry less resentment and more integration. Resentment is like drinking something bitter and hoping it poisons your past. It sits in your muscles, it hardens your mouth, it sharpens your gaze. You have every right to be angry about what happened to you. The betrayals, the neglect, the lies, the years you gave to people who never really showed up. Jung is not telling you to just forgive in a shallow way. He would, however, point out that if you build your entire identity around being the one who was wronged, you stay energetically locked to the very things that hurt you. Women who glow tend to transform their pain, not live inside it forever. They don't erase what was done. They don't pretend it didn't shape them. But they decide that their story will not end at the chapter of what they did to me. They alchemize it into, this taught me my worth. This forced me to grow boundaries. This broke me, yes, but it also made me incapable of accepting certain behavior ever again. That transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the nights you cry and still choose not to become cruel. In the mornings you remember and still choose not to stalk, obsess, or curse their entire bloodline. In the daily choice not to keep re-injuring yourself with the same story on repeat, but to write a new spirit-level chapter from here. Resentment folds your energy in on itself. Integration allows it to move. Movement is youth. Stagnation, emotional, mental, spiritual, ages you faster than any number on your ID. Then there's the matter of self-betrayal. Nothing drags your energy down like living a life where you keep abandoning yourself, saying yes when you mean no, laughing at jokes that humiliate you, staying where you are, clearly not chosen, shrinking your voice, your needs, your desires to keep others comfortable. Every time you do that, a little part of you steps further back. Jung would call this loss of self. When you've spent years disappearing yourself in order to be loved, you might look fine on the outside, but inside you feel ancient, tired in a way sleep can't fix. Women who look younger than their years often hit a breaking point with self-betrayal. They reach a moment where their soul says, I cannot keep abandoning myself like this, and call it love or loyalty. So they begin to experiment with something radical, telling the truth. No, I'm not okay with that. No, I won't keep having this same conversation. No, I won't ignore what my body is screaming at me. At first, the voice shakes, the body trembles. Old guilt rushes in, but after a while, something amazing happens. Every self-honoring choice returns a little bit of color to their face. Because when you stop living as your own enemy, your entire system feels safer. Safety is youth. Most of your tension is your body constantly preparing for the next moment you'll betray yourself. Remove that pattern slowly and your nervous system can rest. Rested women glow differently, not because they're lazy, but because they're no longer spending 90% of their energy fighting themselves. If, as you're hearing this, you can feel specific memories of self-betrayal rising up, not to shame you, but to show you what needs to change, take a moment and type "glow" in the comments if you haven't yet. You're not declaring that you've mastered all this. You're simply saying, "I want to glow from honesty, not from hiding." There is one more layer Jung would invite you to consider. Women who look younger than their years have often made some kind of peace with their soul's path. Does that mean they love every part of their story? No. There are still nights of "why did it have to happen that way?" There are still days when grief hits out of nowhere. But somewhere in their depths, they've moved from "why did this happen to me?" to "how can I walk with what happened in a way that deepens me instead of destroying me?" That shift shows, in Jung's terms, they've moved somewhat closer to the self, their inner center that holds the map of who they were always meant to become. You can feel that in a woman whose presence has weight but not heaviness. She doesn't need to brag. She doesn't need to prove. She doesn't need to compete with women 10 or 20 years younger than her, because she's not trying to be them. She is busy being herself. And that, more than any procedure or regimen, is the real anti-aging. Because trying to live a life that isn't yours is exhausting. Living a life that matches your soul, even imperfectly, returns energy to you. It doesn't mean everything is easy. It means you're not fighting your own direction anymore. If you're still here, this is the part where I speak directly to you. To you who sometimes looks in the mirror and only sees what's wrong. To you who hears "you look young for your age" and laughs it off, but secretly wonders if there's something more behind it. To you who feels older than your years on the inside because of everything you've carried. You are not shallow for wanting to glow. You are not vain for wanting to age beautifully. Your desire is deeper than that. You don't just want to look good. You want your face to tell the truth about the woman you've become. Not a truth of bitterness and tightness, but a truth of depth, softness, strength, and hard-earned peace. Jung would tell you that kind of beauty is absolutely available, not by erasing every line, but by changing the energy that lives beneath them. Every time you tell yourself the truth instead of lying to yourself to keep the peace, you glow. Every time you honor your need for rest instead of pushing yourself to perform, you glow. Every time you walk away from what dishonors you, even if it breaks your heart, you glow. Every time you risk joy again after disappointment, you glow. Glow is the visible side effect of a soul that refuses to die while the body is still alive. If some part of you is whispering, "I want that. I want to be that woman," older maybe, but bright, not bitter, type "glow" in the comments if you haven't already. You're not just typing a word, you're marking this moment as a turning point where your focus shifts from fighting time to walking with your own soul. And if this message wrapped around your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next soul-level reminder your future self will need. When you're about to sleep tonight, that's usually when the cruelest thoughts about aging show up. You're losing it. You're behind. You'll never be as beautiful as you used to be. Instead of letting those voices write the script of your night, give your subconscious something kinder, deeper, and truer to fall asleep to. The playlist is at the end of this video. It will pop up on the end screen. Hit play on that playlist and let it run softly in the background as you drift off. Your body will rest, but your subconscious will keep listening, keep loosening its grip on fear-based aging, keep rewriting the story from "I'm running out of time" to "I am ripening into who I truly am." Save the playlist, fall asleep with it, and let these messages sink from your mind into your soul until one day you catch your reflection, not in a staged photo, not with 10 filters, but in some ordinary moment, and you see a woman who has lived, who has loved, who has lost, who has healed, who has told herself the truth, and you realize it's not that she doesn't look her age, it's that her years have not dimmed her. They've deepened her glow.